I like to lean on 10,
Yeah.
but there's, in between there, somewhere between 7 and 10 is a focus, a dedication, a drive where nobody sees what you're putting in.
Yeah.
You're building yourself in the dark, if you could say it that way. Then all of a sudden, you get a little piece of that success or a little piece of that ROI paid out, but you've been doing it for 10 years.
Yep. I love it. Cool. Well, let's hop in, Josh. So our first P. So if you got a piece of paper in front of you, the best way to walk through this process of defining your purpose and actually getting down to the mechanics of what you need to focus on every single day, there are 4 Ps to this process, 4 Ps that develop your purpose. And if you draw purpose right there, dead center, that becomes the starting point. The first area that you're going to draw out is another little circle bubble, and it's going to be titled pain. So pain is the start of your purpose. And we think about our pain. We think of the misery, the struggle, the suffering, the challenge we face as problems. But as Garrett has shared every single Saturday morning for the last couple of weeks, that when God gives you challenges, it's like a good friend giving you a weight vest, right? And so we're both fitness addicts, and I know if I gifted Josh a 40-pound weight vest from Rogue, he'd be like, dude, this is the coolest gift ever. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then there's some men that if I gave them the 40-pound weight vest, they'd be like, what is this for?
What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, why would you give this to me? It's heavy, it's burdensome, and it's going to make my life harder.
Couldn't you just give me a gift card?
Yeah. I don't have any friends that would do that, thankfully, because I've built a really good tribe.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is your pain is designed to help you define your purpose. And your pain, just like that weight vest, represents the ability to grow stronger under the burden and weight. All of your pain has the seed of your purpose in it. So there's a great quote, I forget where I heard it from, but your misery is the seed of your ministry.
It's good.
And so when you think about your pain, there's 2 areas to look at first and foremost. And we're going to run through these with some examples, but your big T and your little t trauma. And so we've all got trauma, guys. We've got things we didn't get when we were growing up. We were dealt with neglect or maybe addiction or divorce, whatever it was, whatever you've walked through or that was given to you as a gift. Starting with your big T trauma and thinking, what is the pain that I've walked through that I hope nobody else has to experience?
Yeah. And I think, like you said, we all have experienced a trauma or traumas, most likely lots of plurals in our life. Mm-hmm. And our trauma can be one of 2 things once you decide what it is. It can either become your baggage or it can become your fuel.
Yes.
And it's until you posture yourself and decide this happened either to me, but it's not something that I have to live with, is you can use that to fuel yourself.
Yes.
Going back to what research says is we're all motivated by 2 things, Aaron, pleasure or pain. Very few people have a motivator of pleasure and actually go and see through what they want to create in their life.
That's good.
Most of us are motivated by pain simply because we don't want to live it again.
Yes.
We don't want to experience it again, which is fine, whichever one's for you. I happen to be motivated by pain. Shocking, puts me in the majority. Yet I've decided in my life the things that were designed to hinder me, hurt me, distract me, and kill me, literally even kill me, that those gave me an eye or a vision into what I'm created to do, and I've decided to make that fuel.
Love it.
So from the men that are hearing us, you've got to look retrospectively on the things you've experienced in your life and realize it's not designed to hold me down. It's not designed just to be a story in my life that I'm going to suppress and repress and hopefully never walk through again. No, you've got to utilize that as the fuel for your life.
Yes.
Because embedded in those experiences are the seeds, just to stick with what you're talking about, the seeds that you need to create the purpose in your life that you know you have for yourself. Yep. You just got to see it that way.
Yep. Our pastor says, we are the only beings that can apply meaning to meaning. And so if you look back at these historic events, your big T and your little t trauma, and reframe, rewire, and reprogram your brain on how you look at it, they become powerful sources. And you think about every movie you've ever watched, right? The hero's journey. There's always a struggle they have to face, and that struggle is the seed of their greatness. And so your life, you've got big T and little t trauma. So big T trauma, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually abused. Little t trauma, the neglect that you have maybe put on your life, disconnect or failing in a business or failing in school, something like that. All of those are opportunities and potentials for you to live at a higher capacity simply by changing the meaning of it.
That's so good. My brother has a mentor in his life and has shared this many times from the platform, and it's stuck with me. as well, but that men have to be told once, but they also have to be reminded many, many times. So I say that to say, you're going to hear this from us many, many times, is your circumstance, your current circumstance is being held hostage by your own beliefs.
So good.
So if you continue,
Say it again for the guys in the back.
Your circumstance is being held hostage by your own beliefs. And so you've heard that once, you'll be reminded many times as long as you listen to this podcast, is whatever you're experiencing in life right now, whatever lapse you continue to take month after month, year after year, understand that you have not pulled the lessons out of that yet. There's lessons in there for you. There's the seeds that you need, the fertilizer that you need to grow this purpose in your life that you know you have, but you've been sabotaging yourself. You've been ignoring it, suppressing it, repressing it, attempting to run from it, flee from it. But that's why you keep taking lap after lap. And I never hope that any man gets at the end of his life and looks back and sees that he's taken the same lap 70 times because you've lived 70 years. You've got to understand that we have to get in there, unpack the trauma, realize the lessons that are in it, and put them to work through daily disciplines and through choice.
Yep, I love it. There's something that I wrote down that I think is just so profound. Your purpose is inside of what is designed to distract and kill you. Lead into that a little bit, because I think that's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so we've all experienced things in life, things that have hurt us, been painful, things that we probably would like to forget if we could, but we're not going to. And so if you look at those things, and I'll share just a few of mine, I've had